Our fitness routines will need to change. All seasons of life doesn't come with the same circumstances and the same opportunities. Some periods will be tough and some periods will be a bit easier, but they all have its time and its place. That is why we need to work with life and not against it. So how do we adjust our training routines depending on what season of life we are in? The reason why you are falling off and procrastinating your fitness routine is because of too much friction. By taking away friction, you can follow your routine with more ease. So what you could do to minimize friction in times of a tough season is to either lower your expectations or to change up your routine. So first off, you need to lower your expectations of success, but also how you measure success. In tougher periods of time, you will not be able to have as high expectations on yourself because it will be really hard to live up to those expectations, which would lead you to feel like a failure. What you want to do instead is to look over, okay, so what can you actually do right now with the circumstances and the opportunities you have today? When you're very honest with yourself and very clear of what abilities you have right now, then you can also set new expectations and be nicer to yourself, which will lead to more momentum and make it easier to stick to your routine. Lowering the bar of your own success measurements or expectation is a good place to start, because in tougher times we also need to look at what opportunities and circumstances do you have right now. Is it possible for you to stick to the same routine that you have done before when maybe it's been a little bit easier or you haven't had as much to do or as much on your plate? By looking over these things and being really honest with yourself with where you are today, what possibilities you actually have and what you are currently able to do, and then set new expectations depending on the current circumstances, will help you feel a little bit more at ease with your new routine, but also with your new expectations. The aim here is to get small wins so you start to build the momentum again. Even if it's just you putting on the workout clothes or you going to the gym but minimizing the amount of time you spend there or not going as often, all those small wins, just bring them on, celebrate them and make you feel good for them, because that's when you build momentum and that makes it easier to continue. If you need to change your workout routine, there's so many different ways you can do this. You could either change it up with what you do, you can change it up with how often you do it, or you could change it up with the time you spend doing it. For example, if you don't have time to go to the gym 4 to 5 times a week, which is completely normal because we have busy lives, you can slim that down. You can go maybe 2 or 3 times a week instead. If you decide to go to the gym twice a week, make sure that you focus on full body sessions. Make heavy compound movements so you recruit more muscle groups at once. Make sure that you hit every muscle group or every big muscle group at least twice a week. So that's why we want to do 2 full body sessions, and you want to do at least 10 sets for each muscle group. You could either do lower upper, meaning squats, press, maybe lunges or a hip hinge and then a row, or you could do lower body follow up with the upper body section, or upper body section followed by a lower body section. Just make sure that you hit the whole body and all the big muscle groups so you actually get the full body workout. Or if you decide to go to the gym 3 times a week, maybe you can minimize the time that you spend in the gym for like 30 minutes or 45 minutes and using a lot of supersets and drop sets instead to really maximize the time that you spend there. Because if we are being honest, most of the time in the gym is either being spent resting or it's being spent chit-chatting to the rest of the people in the gym. So if we are maximizing the time that we are there, we can use drop sets and supersets and cut out some of the rest time and also the chit-chatty time, so you can be there for a shorter amount of time but get the same amount of work done, and then you can go back to doing the things that you really need to do. So you can do this by either doing opposite sides movements. For example, if you do quads, then you can do hamstrings, or if you do chest, then you can do back, or you can change it up with upper and lower. So for example, if you do squats, you can then do an upper body movement like a press or a row, and then this is how you put together your supersets. If you want to use drop sets, meaning that you are dropping the weights but you are taking away the rest time in between every set, you make sure that you start on a higher weight where you can do 10 to 12 reps. Then you lower the weight a little bit, it could be to 50 or 60% of your starting weight. You do another 10 to 12 reps. If you feel like you have the power in you, you lower the bar or the weights one more time and do another set of 10 to 12. So you do either 2 or 3 sets, one after the other, with the same exercise, just lowering the weight a little bit, so you really take your muscles to failure, which is needed if you want to tone the body and build more muscle mass. If nutrition is the thing that is causing you friction right now, you can do this instead. Instead of tracking calories and macros, which I always recommend newbies to do, just to build up the knowledge and the understanding, we need to do the dirt work to be able to understand, so we then instead can use hand or eye measurements. Save time by using the knowledge you've learned from tracking and understanding macros, so you can ease up your life in the times when you need. If you're going away on holiday, or if you're going away for other occasions and you are scared of falling off track, I want you to think about this instead. What you do in a short amount of time while you're away on holiday or for other occasions is not what's important, right? Because it is what you do the rest of the year and the rest of the time that actually matters. So try and keep that bird's eye view and try to see your progress and as well as your effort over the whole year, not just for the 1 or 2 weeks while you are away. I think the 80-20% rule is perfect to use here to have a balance, because what you do 20% of the time is not going to be the most important thing, is what you do 80% of the time. So if you're going away for a holiday or for other occasions, you can think about macros. Think about protein, carbs and fat in every meal. You can use your hand or your eye measurement to make sure that you stay on track. Choose whole foods as much as you possibly can, but also make sure that you include some soul foods, because you are on a holiday or you are away for occasions, and it's completely fine to feel like you can just enjoy yourself as well. So to sum up this whole video for you, in season of tougher periods of time, make sure that you focus on removing friction so you can ease up your routine and ease up your life so you stick to it. All season of life doesn't come with the same opportunities, so focus on what you actually can do and lower your bar of your own expectations through the tougher times. It's always the bigger picture that is most important, not single days, weeks, or even months. If you are a female entrepreneur and you want to build and shape your body and gain confidence so you can feel and look your best, make sure you click the link below to apply for my online coaching.